Hey, y'all. Happy Thursday. I know I missed y'all yesterday, and yesterday was supposed to be a little bit about marriage, right? So, normally it's Wedding Wednesday, but let's talk about what is marriage for a second. I consider marriage to be a lot of things, right? Marriage is a relationship intended to be a permanent bond, right? Which many needs are satisfied in this marriage, right? So it's a need to be loved, a need to have a deep friendship, for sharing, for companionship, for sexual satisfaction, right? But then let's think about this, because I also think of marriage as a school of learning, right? A school of learning and growth. In an environment where both partners can grow and develop. And if you can see yourself in a marriage like that, right? It's an opportunity that you can be satisfied with and your partner can be satisfied in this relationship if you look at your marriage that way. But then, I also think that marriage doesn't demand perfection, and I think that's what a lot of people go in with, unrealistic expectations. And if you haven't watched my live about expectations, please go find that, because expectations are so important to be talked about, because and I would say at least every couple of years, like before you get married, maybe a year into your marriage, maybe 2, 3, 4. I mean, I would check on expectations almost every year, because so many people think that marriage demands perfection, but it's not about perfection. It's about giving a priority to the things, the wants, the needs, and desires of that particular person, right? And a commitment which nothing is held back, right? A lot of times you hear your partner should be your best friend, right? I wholeheartedly stand by that 100%. There are other counselors and therapists that don't agree with me on some levels, but I stand wholeheartedly behind your partner should be your best friend. I should be able to be transparent. I should be able to tell you just anything and be vulnerable with you and hear you, right? And marriage is like a pledge of mutual fidelity, and it's a partnership of I would say mutual subordination, right? So I'm giving a little bit, I'm getting a little bit. I also believe in yin and yang, and I do believe in that 80-20 rule, but that's not what this is about. We're talking about what is marriage. So marriage is all of those things. And what you should be asking yourself before you get married is, what is my definition of marriage? Because I'm giving you multiple definitions for me of what marriage looks like, right? But the marriage is between two people, right? Most of the time, unless you're in a polyamorous or polygamous relationship, right? Which it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, but I'm talking about monogamous people. We're talking about two people, right? And it's a relationship between those two people. What does that look like for you, right? You want to make sure that that is defined before you go into marriage. Now, do those things change? Any relationship, you should again be learning and growing with one another. And as you learn and grow, there are some expectations that are going to change, and there are some things in the ways that you see your marriage once kids come into play, once the death of a parent comes into play, once houses get bought, right? Once jobs change, and a lot of things change. And though you set your expectations up front, that's why I said check on them every year, right? Because what your expectation might have been in the year 1 may not be in year 5, right? Or year 10 or year 15. Things change, people grow, and people change all day, right? And so again, this was just a quick live about what is marriage. And so my question back to you is, What is marriage to you? What is your definition? Did you define that with your person before you got married? If you are thinking about getting married, have you had that conversation with your person? Let me know in the comments, and hashtag I know what marriage is, hashtag marriage, hashtag marriage goals, all of that. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you can come back and get all of these mental health awareness tips, relationship tips, couples tips, counseling services tips, sex education. Y'all know I'm a wedding officiant. You know I'm a certified clinical sexologist, premarital and marital counselor, Mocha marriage facilitator, marriage boot camp coach, and the list goes on, right? If you need some assistance, hit me in the DM and say, hey, hi, it's me. Okay, so I will be back a little bit later to talk to you a little bit more about some things on marriage.